I'm doing right now is I've got the splash broken down into two parts, and I've taken and created the tool that separates the round bar just a little bit, and what I'm working on is creating the metal a little bit differently than how I've been creating it. I've had it squeezed right together, and I've got a little bit of gap in there. So what I'm doing is this centerpiece, I actually cut out other centerpiece. This sculpture has transformed so many times as I've created it. So now I am just welding the center. I'm just welding, and hopefully how I've done this is that it will. Hello, Jacked Up Mother, how are you? By creating the larger gap, the tool I created was basically just my clamp with a couple of pieces I welded into my clamp to consistently gap these pieces, which will allow me to put weld farther in between them before I have the round bar butted right up against each other. So this should make it easier for everything. So working on creating it in a new way. Well, how are my welds sounding? What's got me? Oh, dude, thank you so much for the love. Thank you. This is metal welding art. I don't know. This is welding. Welding fabrication art. So I've learned my lesson in this sculpture. I've done a lot of cutting apart and a lot of redoing. And what I realized is, so I cut the center out. This was the center. Look at this. All this welding. This is all 1/4-inch round bar welded into steel in the shape I want it to be. And so there's been a lot of cutting apart and welding and shaping this splash, which is part of, this is one part of a big sculpture I'm doing. And what I've learned is I'm working on making a splash in real life and as an artist and in art. So I'm working on making a big splash. This is what gummed me up last time in the process of creating it. The splash I made ended up going out into an oval splash. And I kept, like, I didn't feel, I want to say didn't feel right about it, but just like something didn't feel right about it. I kept, something's wrong. And you can see on this other one, like what I kept doing was, you see all the sharpie marks. I'm like, this part needs to be lower, this part needs to be higher. These splashes, these little pieces here, I moved them all over the sculpture, like moved them to different places. It just wasn't working. And I realized at the end of the day, after I actually bought some clay, and just like a 10-pound thing of sculpting clay at the art store. Once I started playing with the clay, I realized the splash has to be circle. So like the base, the inside, and so I kind of like cut it apart and started again-ish from like close to scratch, but not all the way, right? Because we know new things now. But what I just saw is as I'm playing with this, or not playing, as I'm building this, I still didn't get the full circle. It's off right in here. So now I've still got to go back and do just a little bit more, cutting that apart. I'm going to draw this in. I think I have to cut a couple of these. This is kind of outside. And like here's the rounder splash. Yeah, completely. And so I guess I, cut a bunch of stuff off, but it's like we learn things as we go. So I'm just, every single thing I do in this shop, even though I've welded and fabricated for 16 years now, I still learn every single time I step into this shop. And because I'm making one-of-a-kind artwork, this doesn't exist. There's no blueprint. There's no one else has ever made this. And so I'm figuring out as I go, which it's joyful and also really frustrating. I will tell you that. And I'm working very, very, very hard on not being on the frustrated side. Rusted Cool Now, cool name. That's where the clay came in. So cardboard with this, not, I don't know, unless, maybe I could. Maybe I gotta think outside the box. I really like that idea. Let me consider that. I'm like, I don't know if I could do this in cardboard, but then again, dude, if you could do it in cardboard, then you'd be able to see it in the metal ring. Because I mean, like, this is the jam of what I want to do. So yeah, maybe cardboard's the thing. I like that. And I've seen people use that for square things, but not organic shapes. Dude, I'm gonna try that. Thank you so much. Right? I'm like, I'll play with that because that's what I do. Is I just, as a creative human being, as a human being, period, just in anything I'm doing, I'm in here playing with this. Yeah, I don't know what I'm like. I do know what I'm doing, but I don't know how I'm going to create what I want to create. I have a general idea, and I just get started. I'm confident that I can figure it out, but I don't always know how it's going to happen. Alright, so yeah, I think I need to cut that piece, and I think I need to take this, and I'm glad I saw it now because man, it gets harder and harder the farther you go to back up. And so like getting it now, and like I recognize it now, and it's not a lot that I have to change. I think it's just a small little spot here maybe. This here comes out. This piece should be more rounded, and it's not. So I'm going to take this one splash here, and it comes out straight. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to have to cut in here, I'm going to have to kind of, I'm going to do some hammering. I'm glad you guys are here for it. I love doing road stuff. I do some cutting and hammering. Don't be afraid to cut stuff apart. Like if you guys are creating your own art, like look at them, don't be afraid to go backwards in order to go forwards. It actually sometimes helps you, well, not actually sometimes, it always helps me move forward faster if I get to a point where I realize I have to change something. Cut it out, man. Cut it out now, cut it out immediately, stop effing around with it, don't try to work your way around it, but cut it out, and then you can move forward, you know? So it's just, but sometimes I sit over here and I try to find 1,000 ways to get around doing what I know I have to do in the long run, which just wastes time. So it's a go with your gut. I don't know if you guys can really do this. It's a go with your gut. Trust yourself to be able to figure it out. Alright, so let's see. Before I put that on, I'm going to get it cut off the outside. Excuse me, coming through. And here's the deal, man. I didn't plan on cutting anything else apart, you guys. I planned on cutting it here and welding. I thought I was going to be done with all the shaping part of it and moving on to the welding. But this is what happens as you're creating. If you're creating anything that's one of a kind, it's never been done before, and so you don't know how 100% how to do it, but you just know that you can. So everything is just problem solving. Every single thing is just problem solving. Giving enough time, you'll figure it out. And it's just fast playing with different ideas until you figure it out. Minimal hammering. So I had this out. Gary, thank you. Action is progress. Dude, I appreciate that and definitely understand that on a cellular level. Yeah, just by dropping this down a tiny bit, it actually gives us an end. Take the curve test. This here I could probably potentially do with my adjustable wrench. Let me show you guys a little. I might not have one sitting there. So, one of my, well, I use it a whole bunch. Look at the color marks on there. I definitely heated this up. Whoops! Taking this and using it to bend. So, I may or may not be able to do it because I've got actually weld this here then I can. So because it's just hanging out the lid, I'm going to put a couple of tack welds in here. This piece needs to just, this end needs to bend, so this will hold on to it. Not always, but sometimes, thank you. And that's it, is learning to enjoy the process. Okay, there it is, folks. So what I've done is just drop this in like little tiny, little tiny tweaks make a huge difference. So taking a curve this in, you see this here, coming around the mountain right there, and so creating that to be more curved is what we need. This might need to, like, instead of being here, like here, if you were to tilt it down, it actually curves it a little bit more. So from here, like kind of flat, but when it just kind of works out that way, it is curved, but like in curving it forward, you can create more curve on that. So. Flip it upside, right side up. Flip it right side up. And, it's like, it's such a slight change. I actually need to come in somewhere. I think this P0 also needs to be. I think it actually should be taken out. I need to cut this piece, but I think this one here is perfect. Hey, little tiny tweaks make this massive difference. So let's playing with design until you're pleased with it, and it is playing. Sharpie, lot to kind of look at and see. too. It'll help me see angles, it'll help me see a bunch of stuff. Try cutting this other piece here. If it's doubling me up. And it's like zoop. You see it zoop. It's like it's supposed to shape like that. Now I actually think I'm going to leave that one alone. And I think if I was to cut into here, possibly I don't want to go too low. Just like this. We have to have something come around. talking about it. Thank you so much, man. Thank you, thank you. Hey, if you guys, dude, thank you, Kodak Wild. What's up? How are you doing? You guys have questions that I go, just ask. And just ask here in the comments, and I'll get to you as soon as I can. There we go. Dude, so proud of you. Congratulations. Most irrational, dude. Thank you. Good for you, man. Very cool. Tweaks, man, a little bit, but it goes a long way. It really makes a big difference. So just in that, tweaking that up, it's gonna be a lot better. Craftsmanship is all about every single detail. Make every single detail important. also get used to this part and get it grind it out. Oh. So grateful, my friend. Stay hydrated. pounded. Alright, y'all, thanks for stopping by. You got, I know, I love it, right? When it's right, it's right. I love that sound. It's just so satisfying. It's, when you're tuned in, it sounds very close to pulse. And pulse made for me, and it's like, it sounds like a flock of bees is after you. It's really cool. So, I'm running regular MIG right now. So, I want to tell you guys thank you so very much for hanging out. I started making metal art making projects like this. This is silverware, old silverware dude holding a Guinness can. So I started with simple projects like this. This is just silverware, and doodle hangout is like that. So I've written three how to weld art books. Man, it's been a while. 3 how to weld art books. This is where I started with these projects. I show you step by step how easy it is, exactly where to weld. Nice close up, real clear pictures. This is how you do it. This is what it looks like. This is what you can make. This is all scrap metal. All this stuff, there's a cool, this is one of my favorites. All right, all scrap metal. Projects are easy to do and step by step. If y'all are interested, you can get a signed copy on my website, BarbieTheWelder.com. They're also on Amazon, but I can't sign them from Amazon. So check out my website, and happy welding on. Hope like heck that you are out there creating what you love, that you're thinking about all the details, that craftsmanship. And listen, I started welding. I was awful when I started welding. It's practice. And so all the things that I've learned, I mean, like this is just like play up the tines from the fork, bend with a hammer, 90 degrees. It's simple, super simple, straightforward, step by step, how to do the forever rows. You see everyone making these things? Listen, step by step how to do this. It's right here in these books. Easy to do. And listen, I've got over 100 videos here on YouTube that you guys can learn from, and then in the books. The stuff I'm creating today, the masterpieces. All right, see that? Those masterpieces, the cool stuff that no one else has. That all started simple projects like this, step by step. You do these, you get good learning to do these, and then you start to learn the techniques that will teach you how to do stuff like this now. So I'm really stoked to see what you guys create. If you guys are out there creating stuff, I really want to see it. You can email me at BarbieTheWelder@gmail.com. Any questions that you have, if you don't want to ask them within the comments here, if you just want privacy in our communication, just email me at BarbieTheWelder@gmail.com with any questions, comments. Don't send any complaints. I'm just kidding. If you got complaints, send them, because that's how I get better. But so the way I'm making these masterpiece sculptures, it started out with all the stuff that's in these books, and this is easy, man. How to weld horseshoe crafts, how to weld silverware art. These books here, they're right there on my website, and then I've actually got 6 books I wrote. If you are already making art, whether it's welding art or however, the Artist Guide to Branding, Marketing, and Selling Art Online, and if you're having a rough go, the FU Fuel book is, that's how I got where I got also. So I love you guys. It means the absolute world to me to have you here, and that you're following along, and I'm mind-blown. I got a couple of us I'll be going to this year, and so if you want to come hang out with me live, you can. We'll be at, say, Sons of Speed in Tennessee in May, and I have a very big event coming up it's the beginning of August, I think. So I will be at Sturgis this year, and I have some sculptures out there. I'm going to be able to do myself. I'll have books out there, and I'm going to make a couple of special things. So I would really love to see you guys and say thank you in person. So if you're going to be a Sturgis fan, stay tuned. I'm going to share more information as I go. I cannot wait to share this with you. I'm so stoked. So I am still working on all the details of what's going to happen, but definitely going to have you set up in Sturgis. So I'm like blushing. I'm so excited about it. I cannot wait. So hey, thank you all so very much from the bottom of my heart. That's where all the good love is. Happy welding, y'all. Really, damn, am I lucky. Just so grateful to be here. So grateful you're here with me, man. Thank you so very much. Happy welding.